You struggling with overthinking? Well, today I'm going to talk about this because this is something I've been challenged with, and I know many people are challenged with. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you an extra point then as well. Now, I've been caught in the overthinking manner many, many times, right? Especially in like work related, career related situations. It's like, oh, do I send that email? Do I word it like this? Oh, and it often was like fear of judgment, fear of what someone's going to say. So I was overthinking it and holding myself back, right? I've also done that in the dating world with text messages. What should I say? I know I'm not alone in this because you get very nervous when you get closer to someone. You're like, what should I say? I don't want to mess it up with her or whatever you're going to say. And then I've had situations where I was just tired, I was exhausted, and I was just overthinking a lot, right? And that's why it's key to look after things like your health, because you're not gonna your psychology and therefore your mindset's not gonna be at its best if you're not getting the sleep, the eating the right things, and everything you need to look after yourself. Now, often what I found is overthinking comes from fear. Like there's some kind of fear, right? It might be a fear of rejection, might be a fear of failure, it can even be the fear of boredom, and that's what's got you thinking so much, right? Because some kind of fear is presenting yourself. Often as someone who works in sales, people are like, oh, right, I want to do this, I want to join. I'm really thinking about it. Should I do it? Should I not? And that's often because they got the fear. They feel like spending a little bit of money, which is going to be like less than 1% of their lifetime earnings, is going to be fearful because it reduces a little bit of security in these human beings, even though it's going to give them a long-term freedom often. um, as human beings, we're very like fearful of losing any kind of security, right? And there's no certainty in life, but we often forget about that. Now, ask yourself this: how is it serving you by overthinking all the time? Just being caught in the endless loop and being like, I can't do this, I can't. Should I do this? Should I do that? Right? Because if you're anything like me, it didn't do me any favors. So let's go into some practical points that you can start using today. The first one, start getting better at making smaller decisions, right? And just practice it. Maybe it's even you go to a restaurant and you're picking what you want to eat. All right, I'm going to go for that. Instead of being like, I want that, oh, maybe I want that. Just make a decision. You want to go for a walk. Okay, right, I could go there, I could go there. No, just pick somewhere and go. It's especially important for us men because if we get indecisive, it's not the best quality for women that women see in guys. If you're in a heterosexual dating or relationship situation, so make sure you get better at these decision making, even if it's like small acts to start off with. The second thing is exercise. When you exercise, you start feeling better about yourself. You start producing endorphins. You get in a better state, and when you get in better states, you'll find you're a lot more decisive. You're a lot more better at making decisions. Now, if you want to get in a moment without going for like a 20, 30-minute plus run, what you can do is stand in a power pose, a Wonder Woman pose, because that'll bring in a change in physiology and the feeling to build in more confidence in yourself, and therefore you're not going to think as much. And then the final point I want to share with you is just spending some time with yourself, because often we've got so many thoughts going around. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we're thinking. And that's because, particularly in places like the UK, or, I speak to a lot of people in the US, they say it's similar. We get caught up in very much like information coming at us, social media. I know that's a worldwide thing. The news, all these kind of things, people's agendas, and these busy, fast-paced environments. We don't stop and think and listen to ourselves and our deeper selves, right? So spend some time with yourself, even if it's 10 minutes a day, just tuning in and listening to yourself, because you're going to find a guidance system within yourself that maybe you haven't heard for a while. And then when you can hear that, you can start understanding yourself better, and therefore you're going to be able to make decisions better and not overthink as much, because you can connect to the real you. And then my bonus point that I've got for you today is start visualizing yourself as that decisive and committed person every day. You could do 10 minutes of each, right? I'd say 10 minutes of that. So 10 minutes of just sitting with yourself technology and 10 minutes visualizing yourself. Imagine yourself committed, decisive, taking action, right? And start picturing that person and living as that person over and over again in your head, right? Every single day. So that's what I've got for you today. Some points on how you can reduce overthinking. So I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives with being the best you. And remember, you're in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.